afternoon. This is Midday News. First, the headlines. Federal government to governors focus on agriculture value chain to tackle poverty. Immigration processes 60,000 passports in 4 days, says Minister. Abiodun asks Ogun Assembly to screen, confirm 10 commissioner nominees. In sports, Okparanozie announces retirement from professional football at 29. And on the foreign scene, more than 2,000 dead, 10,000 missing in Libya after catastrophic flooding breaks down and sweeps away homes. Now the news in full. I am Fauzia Salako Sonny. The federal government has charged state governments to focus on agricultural value chain to drive country's economic development and tackle poverty among the populace. Speaking at the 22nd edition of the Joint Planning Board and National Council on Development Planning meetings in Osogbo, Osun State Capital, with the theme, Imperative for Restoring Nigeria on the Path of Sustainable Economic Growth and Development, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, Nebolisa Anako, said focusing on food system transformation could fight malnutrition and enhance employment opportunity for youth. According to him, focusing on agricultural value chain can improve bioeconomy, while enhanced nutritional value can be achieved through focus on food transformation pathway, thereby tackling stunted growth among rural dwellers. He said the theme will focus on addressing hardship among the populace due to several economic reforms of the present administration. The importance and urgency of this year's theme for this August body, the JPB, is unmistakable. The JPB is made up of seasoned and tested public administrators, planners, top bureaucrats, and economic specialists at both federal and state level, as a mandate to bring up useful ideas and pathways before the NCDP, which will advise government on sure-footed solutions. The government should also pay more attention to the food system's transformation, pathways for improved nutrition as panacea to reducing unemployment and stunted growth. Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, the Minister of Interior, on Tuesday said that the Immigration Service cleared backlogs of 60,000 passports in 4 days. Reports added that this is out of over 200,000 pending passport applications nationwide. Tunji-Ojo announced this when the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Edu, visited him in Abuja. According to the minister, this followed a ministerial directive that immigration should clear all pending passport applications within 2 weeks. Tunji-Ojo had pledged that he will clean up the passport crisis in the country within a short while. The visiting minister, Edu, had earlier said she came to seek collaboration with the Interior Ministry to strategize towards reducing human trafficking. She added that the collaboration will also address other related challenges such as poor welfare for veterans, underemployment, and poverty reduction. Responding, Tunji-Ojo said the ministry welcomes such an initiative as it is in line with the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. He recalls that the president had directed ministers to see a partnership as an agent of his agenda. Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has asked the State House of Assembly to screen and confirm 10 more commissioner nominees as members of the State Executive Council. In a statement signed on Tuesday by the clerk head of Legislative Service, Deji Adeyemo, indicated that the new nominees will be screened by the lawmakers on Wednesday, September 13, 2023 at 2 p.m. prompt. The new nominees include Adeleye Oladapo Adijat, Engineer Taiwo Oludotun, Shofela Adebola Emmanuel, Ilori Odunton Olufemi, Engineer Dairo Oluwagbenga, Owotomo Bolu, Oresanya Oladimeji, Balogun Ademola, Osunbiyi Tunde, and Mr. Fagbayi Sheson. They are expected to have submitted 30 copies of each of their profile and other credentials to the office of the clerk by 10 a.m. today. And on the sports scene, Super Falcons defender Asley Plumptre has joined Saudi Arabia Women's Premier League club Al Ittihad Ladies. The club unveiled Plumpre's signing with a video interview published on their social media handle, accompanied with a statement that reads, "Welcome to Al Ittihad, Ashley Plumpre." She joined Al Ittihad after spending 3 years, 2020 to 2023, at Leicester, where she made 62 appearances. The 25-year-old left the English club after the expiration of her contract. Reacting to her transfer to Al Ittihad, Plumpre expressed her delight. She said she is excited to start this journey alongside some incredible human beings. Al Ittihad finished 5th in the first ever Saudi Arabia Women's Premier League, which was held last season. Plumptre featured in all the 4 games the Super Falcons played at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. Super Falcons striker Desire Okparanozie has announced her retirement from professional football. The 29-year-old made the announcement on her social media handle on Wednesday. It will be recalled that Okparanozie started her career at Bayelsa Queens in Nigeria Women's Championship and moved to Delta Queens in 2010. She then spent 2 months on loan at Duvensila Lesespor in Turkish Women's First Football League in 2011 before returning to Delta Queens. Her last club was Chinese Women's Super League club Huan Jianghan University. At international level, she represented Nigeria at the 2010 FIFA Under-20 Women World Cup, where the Falconets reached the final and lost 2-0 to host Germany. She made her debut for the Super Falcons in 2010 and scored 22 goals in 35 appearances. Okparanozie was part of the Super Falcons squad that won the Women's Africa Cup of Nations in 2010, 2014, 2016, and 2018. Also, she featured at the 4th FIFA Women's World Cup in 2011, 2015, 2019, and 2023. On the foreign scene, the head of Libya's Eastern government, Osama Hamad, said more than 2,000 people had died in the coastal city of Dana and thousands were still missing. The head of the Red Crescent aid group in the region said Dana's toll was expected to hit 250. Storm Daniel swept in over the Mediterranean on Sunday, swamping roads and destroying buildings in Dana and hitting other settlements along the coast, including Libya's second biggest city of Benghazi. Those missing are in the thousands and the dead exceeded 2,000, said Osama Hamad. He added that the entire neighborhoods in Dama have disappeared, along with their residents swept away by water. It was reported that people were asleep and woke up and found their homes surrounded by water. Search and rescue operations were still ongoing. Authorities declared a state of extreme emergency, closing schools and stores and imposing a curfew. In response to the disaster, the United Nations in Libya said it was following the storm closely and will provide urgent relief assistance in support of response efforts at local and national levels. Also, Qatar's Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Ahmad Al Thani instructed the government to send aid to the affected area in Listan, Libya. Qatar State News Agency has reported this. In the same vein, Turkey President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has voiced support and solidarity with Libya following the deadly flooding. Flooding in Libya leaves 2,000 people feared dead and more missing after storm collapsed the Thames. And that was the news on Midday on King Media. Thank you for joining. Good afternoon.